Hey guys, welcome back to the Bass Tutor. My name is Tyler Fry and I'm the Bass Tutor. So you want to be part of a Prostaff team. Well, today we're going to discuss the ins and outs and everything you need to know about joining a Prostaff team, and we're going to help you figure out whether it's right for you. So let's jump on into this video. So most likely, if you're watching this video today, you're going to want to decide whether you want to be on a Prostaff team or not. You probably saw an application pop up in an ad on Facebook, or you saw it on Instagram, or in some way, shape, or form you found out that a Prostaff team was being developed at a company. And so you want to decide whether you want to be on it or not. So today I'm going to discuss the ins and outs and everything you need to know about a Prostaff team that I know. And this is coming from a perspective of someone who runs and manages a Prostaff team. I run and manage the Prostaff team at my company, Real Big Fish. And so, I know a few of the little things about it, and I've also been on a few different Prostaff teams. So I'm going to tell you a few things that companies look for and some things that you should look for before you decide to be on with a company. And this is all going to be pertaining to the fishing industry. This may go over to the hunting industry or other industries, but I am specifically speaking on fishing industry related topics because that's the industry that I run in. That's the things that I run around and work in, and that's the things I know about. And so the first thing you need to do if you're planning on joining a Prostaff team is you want to use their products, okay? This needs to be something that you're really passionate about. You need to be able to use these products, okay? So if you jump on a Prostaff team just because, you want to be part of something and you want to wear the shirts around and say you're on a Prostaff team, I would not recommend doing that, because I've been around a lot of guys who they will find a company that's got a Prostaff team and they'll go apply to be on this Prostaff team, and the company will, obviously, they'll bring them on. And then what happens is they start receiving product and they realize that they don't like those products as much as they thought they did or they thought they would. And that really brings up an issue, okay? So say I make fishing line and you want to join my Prostaff team because I make fishing line and you want somebody to give you a discount. Well, then you buy my fishing line and you realize that it's just absolutely garbage. And you're breaking off fish and it's just the worst fishing line you've ever used. Well, because you're on my Prostaff team, either A, I'm going to give you a bad name because you just up and left my Prostaff team. Whenever other companies come to me and they say, hey, how did he or she do promoting your company? Then I'm going to have to say, well, they didn't really do anything. They were here for a few days and then they just left. I don't know, they just bailed on me. Or what's going to happen is you're going to continue to promote my products to other people, and you're going to be telling your friends and family about how good the product is, knowing good and well that it's absolute garbage, and then people are going to buy it and then they're going to be disappointed, and that's going to leave a bad name on you because you've obviously told them that it was a good fishing line when it wasn't. So you run into these situations, and obviously I don't sell fishing line, but I'm just saying, as an example, if that was the case, you leave yourself a bad name regardless. So you want to be careful of what you're doing and make sure that you're supporting companies that are really good and that you enjoy using. So like say you enjoy using a specific company's rods, you can reach out to them and ask to join their Prostaff team because that's something you're passionate about. And if you're passionate about something, then you're going to think of ways to market their products. And so, we really need to discuss what a Prostaff team essentially is for. So what a Prostaff team does is a company will develop a team of people that is meant to promote their products. And in return for them promoting their products, they will give them a discount, or they'll give them some free whatever they're selling, or whatever their service is, they'll give them free stuff. So like if I was selling fishing line again, for example, I would give you free fishing line, or whatever the case is, some way they compensate you for being a part of their brand team and you're promoting them. And so a lot of people think Pro Staff stands for professional staff, and that's not the case. It stands for promotional staff. And so what you're doing is you're promoting their products, typically through social media or tournaments or YouTube or in some way, shape, or form, and they compensate you. And so for how it works at Real Big Fish, the way that I have it laid out is you start off on a tier program, and everybody starts off at the same discount. And the ones who are going to excel, those are the ones who are going to get higher discounts, they're going to get free gear, they're going to move up in the ranks, and they're going to be a big part of my company. But the ones who just want to barely put in any work, they don't want to do anything, you know, they don't post a lot of stuff, you know, they just don't care, those are the ones that are going to stay at the bottom of the tier. But they're still on the Pro Staff team in case they want to work their way up. And, you know, to be cut from a Pro Staff team, typically you've got to be doing basically nothing. But, you know, people do get cut from Pro Staff teams quite a bit because they're just not pulling their weight. And so another thing that you run into whenever it comes to Pro Staff teams is how dedicated is this company to their Pro Staff team. So in the past, I've been on a few Pro Staff teams, and some of them were really, really great about talking to you. They were really great about reaching out to you. And, you know, like again, back to Real Big Fish, the way I use my Pro Staff team is I reach out to them whenever I'm about to make a new product, and they help me decide what people are going to buy. And but a lot of Pro Staff teams, they keep it kind of corporate. They're just there. You know, your Pro Staff team is just there. They don't talk to you a lot. They don't reach out to you. And, you know, that's fine because a lot of these people have huge Pro Staff teams. They've got people, thousands and thousands of people to keep up with, so it's really difficult to be able to reach out. But whenever you're working for a smaller company, typically you have more of a family-oriented Pro Staff, and that allows you to be able to move up quicker. So I've been asked a few questions about, should I join a Pro Staff that is a smaller company? Well, first things first, you want to make sure that you're going to be able to promote their product. You know, make sure that you use the product. Make sure you've seen it in person. Because if you have never seen this product or never used it, you know, it may be absolutely garbage. But if you've used their product and you really like it and you think they've got a chance and you think that you can bring awareness to their brand, then absolutely go for it. You know, join their Pro Staff, help them out. Because the industry we're in, you know, it's a very, very small industry compared to a lot of other industries. And, you know, a lot of people sometimes think that it's this huge industry with tons of money. And that's not the case. It's a really small industry. You know, I get asked quite a bit from my company if we can sponsor them and stuff. And they're typically high school or college guys. And, you know, they want me to pay to send them around the world and fish and around the country. And, you know, as much as I would love to do that and help out, you know, it's just impossible to do with the marketing budgets that happen in companies. So, you know, one thing to keep in mind is if you want to get to that position in a company where they're paying you to go fishing, if they're paying for a spot on your jersey, you need to be the absolute best promoter they've got. No questions asked. And so I'm going to give you a few tips on what I think will help you out with that. And, you know, the number one thing is build up your social media. If you're not on social media and you're not putting in the work, you'll probably not make it. And it's not going to happen as easy for you. The person who goes on social media and they know how to market products, they know how to promote people, and they know how to get the brand's awareness out there, those are the people who are going to stand out to the company. And, you know, make sure to tag the company. Use their hashtags. Do everything that you can possibly do to get your name out there. And, you know, especially the smaller companies are going to be the ones that notice the most. And as bad as it is to say, that's really the case because typically a lot of the larger companies have someone running their social media and, you know, it typically doesn't get back to the owner or the person that's over the Pro Staff team. So you really want to make your name known. Ask them what you can do to help. Ask them if there's anything that you can do to stand out. And those are going to be the things that really help you excel above other people. Because a lot of the people out there, they're not going to put in the time and effort. They're just in it to say they're on a Pro Staff team. And, you know, a lot of people think that it's just like, hey, I'm going to be on this team, everything's great. But, you know, really what you're doing is you're intended to promote them, and they're giving you a discount in order to do so. And so I think the tier program like we do at Real Big Fish really helps out a lot with the people who are just wanting to be on a Prostaff team and those who really want to excel and become ambassadors and move up in the ranks, because, you know, there's a ton of different tiers you can reach, especially at our company, and other companies do the same thing as well, that you can move up to field staff and brand ambassadors, and you can get really good promotions and free gear and, you know, a lot of different things. And so a lot of the times with these pro staff positions, they can move up to even you being hired at the company, or, you know, a lot of different things can come from them. And so would I recommend being part of a pro staff team? Well, I get asked this question quite a bit, and you know, I would recommend it if you feel like you can help the company out. You know, it's a discount code on something that you typically love. You know, it needs to be something that you really enjoy using or that you use quite frequently. And, you know, that way you're going to be able to help the company and they're going to be able to help you. And so then I would recommend being on the pro staff. But if you're wanting to be on it just to wear a shirt that says you're on a pro staff team, then no, I wouldn't recommend it. Because what's ultimately going to happen is you're probably going to get kicked off of the team because you're not pulling your weight. And then you're going to look bad. You're going to look down upon that company. Or like I said earlier, you're going to just try to join the pro staff team because they have a pro staff team and you think you want to be part of it. And in those cases, no, I wouldn't join the pro staff team because you're just becoming a liability for the company. They're giving you a discount and you're not helping them out in any way, shape, or form. And that's just not who you want to be, okay? If you're wanting to be somebody in the fishing industry, you want to be a YouTuber or a brand promoter or a marketer or a pro angler or whatever the case may be, you need to learn to market products, and pro staff teams are the way to do so. Those are going to help you stand out to other companies around. So guys, I hope that video helped you out. I hope you were able to learn something about pro staffs and whether or not that a pro staff is right for you. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments and I'll make sure to get back to every single one. Hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to get out there and wet a line. We'll see you guys later.